Hey everybody, welcome back to a Titanic deck tech video. And today is Wombo Bombo Combos Part 3. So we're going to talk about the Blade of Selves. And this one is a 2-cost colorless artifact equipment. And equipped creature has a myriad. Whenever it attacks, for each opponent other than the defending player, you may create a token that's a copy of that creature that's tapped and attacking that player or planeswalker they control. Exile the tokens at the end of combat. Equip 4. So this will be an absolutely perfect card for our Maria Scholar of Antiquity deck. And in the Maria deck is nice because our colorless artifacts will tap for a forest. So fantastic. So this is a good fit for Maria because it will make this card less clunky. The equip cost will be lessened because with Maria, this will actually tap even the moment it comes into play. It will be able to tap for mana, so it can pay for its equip cost, which is very nice. So, what kind of deck is going to work with this? It's going to work so nicely with our dragon deck. Specifically, there's a couple dragons that are very interesting with the Blade of Selves. So for instance, we have the Terror of the Peaks. So let's just kind of zoom out here and let's just imagine, a situation where maybe we have a Terror of the Peaks on the battlefield and a Blade of Selves. We go ahead and we meet the criteria where we can have this go ahead and equip to our Terror of the Peaks, like so. And we're going to imagine that the Terror of the Peaks is ready to swing out, and that's what we'll do. We're going to swing out with the Blade of Selves. So now that we sung with the Blade of Selves, we've achieved the myriad. So we have this particular Terror of the Peaks attacking player 1, and then these will be attacking player 2 and 3. All right. So we have those going for us, right? We have our two additional Terror of the Peaks that come into the battlefield, and they are also attacking the players. Selected players. Now, let's think of what kind of damage that we're going to do based on these enter the battlefield characteristics. So for this particular situation, this Terror of the Peaks is going to see both of these enter the battlefield. So let's just count up the damage that they do upon entering the battlefield. If this particular dragon sees both of these, then that will be 10 damage right there, okay? 10 damage, and they can be divided amongst, the 2 targets, right, for each instance of seeing the dragons, the 5 power, right? Okay. Additionally, these 2 dragons will see each other. So this dragon will see Dragon A here, and then Dragon A will also see Dragon B. So additionally, we have 2 more triggers that go on the stack. And altogether, we're doing 20 damage. So that's a really nice rate. And additionally, you have these also attacking as well. So if these go unopposed, you have a 30 damage swing, which is just kind of amazing. Additionally, you have the 5 over here from attacking as well into something. So it's like 35 damage basically on the table. So I believe my evaluation of that is correct about what they mean by seeing themselves. I do not believe this one will see itself, and accrue that 5 damage itself just by seeing its own self. It has to see this dragon, right, that comes in. So that's kind of what we're looking at. And I think if we kind of look at the text here, when another creature enters the battlefield under your control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. Fantastic, right? Yeah. So that's a nice one. So that's a nice little Wombo combo. And that's just kind of these 2 guys working with each other, right? The Terror of the Peaks and the Blade of Selves. So additionally, we can start getting a little even more righteous with our dragons. For instance, with its Scourge of Valkus on the battlefield. Additionally, maybe having a Scourge of Valkus. In addition, we're creating those once again, creating dragons and just stacking that dragon damage, amongst itself. It's very interesting, right? This is the way that those triggers are going to stack. Additionally, the Dragon Broodmother, which is also just a very nice one too, for the Scourge of Balkus and dragons in general. So there's kind of just some nice Wombo combos here with kind of the Dragon Tribal. Additionally, if we're just going to kind of keep this train rolling here, we also have these like Lathless here. Whenever a known token dragon enters the battlefield under your control, create a 5/5 red dragon creature token with flying. The enchantment that we're looking for that's going to really set this off too is the Dragon Tempest. It kind of acts like that Scourge of Alcus on an enchantment, so that's nice too. And it will deal X damage to target creature player where X is the number of dragons you control. And additionally, just some shout outs also for the Savage Ventmaw, because what the Savage Ventmaw is going to let us do, it's going to let us like cast nearly all our dragons without like having too much of a fuss. And that's, for instance, even like the Chiskoria. We're going to be playing a bundle of its artifacts, but these dragons have 3 red, and 3 red is not always easy with Maria because Maria produces a lot of green mana. So a card like Savage Ventmaw is really going to help us fix that and really keep our gas going too. Could lead us into like some nice turns where we're attacking with this and playing like a Call the Wild Speaker, for instance. Additionally, it's going to help us cast dragons like the Scourge. So these and even like the Dragon Broodmother, these ones are just kind of a little harder to cast because of the 3 red. So we have some utility. So a nice shout out there for our awesome Savage Ventmaw. What a fantastic creature that is. So yeah, so that's basically kind of the Wombo bombo combo, and just to kind of see kind of what the deck is at. This deck is I'm kind of like, I think, on the road to more competitive style, just in terms of kind of the cards that I've started to include, and that's okay. I think I'm gonna have this deck kind of be like my pet deck and kind of improve it over time. And I'll really encourage you just to all maybe share your insight with me. Really, the only card I think I'm really missing from this deck right now is Mana Crypt. And I'm feeling like I'm just probably going to cut like either, a mountain or a forest for it. Maybe even one of my manlands, I suppose, just for sequencing purposes, But I'll probably keep the manlands, to be honest. Might just cut like a regular basic. But the deck is kind of blinged out. It's just kind of has all the goodies in it, and it's really the additions that kind of take it over the top, I would say now, are the Mox Opal. The Jeweled Lotus, of course, is very good. And I also added an Ancient Tomb to this deck as well. So this is kind of my, on the road at Lotus Petal. Yeah, this is the deck that is kind of geared for more of a faster meta, and kind of has those cards that kind of set it apart. Definitely set it apart from like a casual game. There's the Ancient Tomb there. So the card quality is definitely up, and it's kind of just firing for a dragon deck. It's got all the really nice cards in here, and it's probably one of my more pricey decks just because it does have a lot of those high value cards in it. There's the Mox Opal, just amazing in this deck. It's just kind of, this is my first deck, so it's really come a long way, and it was just like kind of a Gruul Stompy list, and if you look back at my videos, you'll see that is like just a Gruul Stompy deck, and now we've added all these kind of interesting lines to it, and the card quality, of course, is fantastic. So lots of card draw, lots of combo potential here with some of these artifact synergy, and additionally like these extra combat steps as well. So Mana Crypt is just going to really make this deck like really insane, and I figure just cutting the land, any type of land, probably just a basic land of some sort, and probably just flip a coin really, and go from there. Probably it would be a red land because kind of green lands are kind of important for us to kind of cast some of our dorks, like a Bird of Paradise in the beginning, or a Llanowar Elf, or Delighted Halfling. So yeah, that's kind of like where the deck is looking right now. Yeah, it's just kind of exciting. So kind of exciting to see how it's turned out, and kind of just seeing kind of these interesting sequences here, for the deck. Yeah, I figure just like probably any type of like a cut for the mana crypt should be sufficient to really kind of make this deck go over the top. But yeah, so it's very exciting. It's very exciting stuff. I just want to kind of maybe look at like one of the more powerful openings here, maybe with one of the cards that because I kind of just like decided tonight that this would be my all-in video and all-in deck, because I made a video earlier tonight that kind of showed off what it would look like to put these cards in my deck, and now I think I'm just going to commit it and kind of commit them to the deck, and this will just be kind of like my pet deck to work on over time. Maybe add like Wheel of Fortune and some of those other really insane cards to really make it something special, right? But yeah, this one looks like kind of one of those openings where you're just going to be really firing on all cylinders here. Kind of an interesting one, to be honest. So, when we play the Ancient Tomb, we're losing the colored mana. So that is kind of a trade-off to getting these kind of cards in there and these more explosive starts going. Let's see what happens. So another forest. So probably would be a mistake to cut too much red from this deck. Red is still important for us. But if we were to play this out, I would probably just still have to lean on the Soul Ring, and we could have a turn 1 Phyrexian Dragon Engine, which would be kind of cool. So yeah, I'm still looking through the deck and kind of seeing where we're gonna land with it. But yeah, I'm all for the journey. So stick with me, and we'll see what happens. Thanks a lot. Bye.